Oh my God, no, no.
Oh yeah, our audience doesn't clap on Musical Mondays.
Take two.
I forgot about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Musical Monday. Why don't you check your screen and see if we show up
Let's
live
see.
with an actual picture instead of color
yes!
bars. All right, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's even better than we
All
imagined.
right.
Okay, so I
Excited.
guess all right. We've heard the theme.
We know the theme.
We know that we could sing the theme.
I do like the theme.
Let's all sing the theme, actually. Here it comes. The part where we sing.
The Bob Doyle Show.
You can't tell if I'm lip syncing or not because it's me singing in the song, see? Did y'all recognize that those are the Bob Doyle singers are me? Okay.
The singers?
Yeah, singing It's a Bob Doyle Show. Obviously that. No, I hired a choir, a male choir.
What happened to the dancers? The dancers didn't show
The dancers,
up either.
I remember I was trying to streamline the technical demands of the show when we were first putting this together, so I removed all the superfluous stuff.
I see.
But now I
That's
realize I
okay.
need to add it back because it's not going to make an impact one way or the other. Ladies and gentlemen, as you said, so let's just check in with all of our
Yay.
folks. Jason is here, and Caroline or Carolyn, I can't remember which one is correct, even though you've told me a million times. And Cher is here, and others.
Yes.
So thank you for hanging in there
Awesome.
and all of that other stuff. And welcome back to Musical Monday. Our guest today, of course, is Mark Romero, and I'm going to prove that to you any minute in this by doing this thing, putting his name up there and showing him on the screen. Wait! We have to turn his audio on because otherwise we would have heard his goings on. All right, hi Mark.
That's right. How are you?
Welcome, and thank you for being with us.
Everything is awesome. We just smoothed right into the show like we always do.
Technology is a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Oh, when it works.
You know,
When you use it properly.
I see. Turning it around on user error. I got you. That's the way. So that's how this is going to go.
That's how
starts.
we're starting. Woo!
Okay. So
I'm glad I'm not the only one who suffers from technological meltdowns once in a while.
no. The Bob Doyle Show is famous for its technological meltdowns. Without them, there would be no Bob Doyle Show.
It's actually a part of, we've got it in the treatment.
That's right. Yes, that's right. When we pitch it to the networks and say in every episode you're guaranteed a technical meltdown.
Keeps us on our toes.
But you can
does.
deduct sponsorship money if Bob sweats. See, it's all a good test on how I handle it. Now, I think today I handled it pretty good, all things considered.
You did.
I
We both
knew
did.
we were going to be fine. It was just who knows what all.
When all else fails, reboot.
That's and I thank God I didn't have to do that. I just restarted the program, changed one little setting, and everything seems to be great.
That's awesome.
Cool.
But awesome. Hey, that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about me and my technical issues.
We're here to talk about Mark.
A reflection of the inner workings of my brain.
My technical issues.
Speaking of technical issues, here's Mark Romero.
Yes.
So just a little background for our friends at home. Now, Mark and I have known each other for a number of years, although we don't talk every day like we used to.
Well, and I've known Mark separately for a number of years, which is just how
these
it's
aren't
just
the
awesome.
glasses I wanted to wear. I wanted to wear these because they're black and they go with the shirt. And I have many choices.
Oh, so cute.
All right.
Yeah.
So Mark and I have known each other years, and I met him first through a mutual friend, Jennifer McLean. This is a personal development industry group of people. We're all out to help people.
Yes.
I was really into helping people back then. And anyway, I heard about Mark. I remember I was sitting with Jennifer at dinner. She was not eating shrimp for some reason, and she told me about this guy Mark Romero who played guitar, and some NASA scientist told him that his music had healing properties or whatever. Now that was basically the gist. I'm sure she said it a lot better than that,
But that's how you're saying it now.
And
so
I can
it's
guarantee
okay.
you,
That's a good gist. That's a good gist.
I can tell you it took a little longer to tell me that than I told the audience just now. So you can give us a little bit of background on that. But obviously this is about hearing music, and we want to hear, we want to hear how you do music, and then of course we'll talk about
all the fun stuff that's going on in your world.
How you use it and the healing property. But why don't we just start, before we even start talking about anything, how about we have a little music just to start off the show that isn't the Bob Doyle theme? And then we'll come back and we'll talk more about you and
How awesome you are.
And yeah, if we can think of anything.
Tough crowd, man.
Wow.
This is what I get for making the technology comment.
Right.
So
You
This is
started
part of
it.
my penance. Huh? I did, didn't I?
For
Yes, you
every
did.
for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
So I've been told. So I have been told, and so I have experienced.
All right, here, ladies and gentlemen, enough of the tomfoolery. I'd like to let Mark do his thing, and if at any time, if you want to check out Mark, we've got Mark Romero. The link on the screen there will take you to his stuff, and you can find out more about what he's doing, and we're going to talk about that. But for right now, let's just let Mark play us some stuff, and then we will continue our chat.
So excited.
And what a better piece to play on a Monday morning, bright and early, right? And kind of starting things off. It's one of my most popular musical mantra pieces. It's called Opening, which is really about opening up to possibilities, opening up to what you would like to experience this week, opening up to this, what's already started off as a roller coaster of a show, and to have some fun in the process and have
This
a
is
great
nothing,
time. So.
Mark. This is nothing. This is so not a roller coaster.
Just wait.
I know. That's what I'm concerned about. So
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
I'm ready.
Yes.
She did send me a preview, so I was able to kind of get a sense of the vibe. So,
Okay,
but a
good.
little opening. So I just invite everybody to just take some nice deep breaths, and we'll see what kind of comes out and go from there. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he is.
I got chills.
They're
I love the
multiplying.
claps.
Well, sure.
Cool. Thank you for that.
Well, they're well deserved, Mark, and that deafening silence after a performance like that would just never do. So I had to let you know how everybody was feeling. And of course, if we watch the comment board here, we've got I love this music from Carolyn and all good stuff. So
Yes.
thank you for
Lots
that.
of love.
So
My pleasure.
let's back up. Let's back up. Beep, beep, beep. That's me.
That was
backing up.
that was fascinating.
I like that.
Yes.
Let's back up and first just a little bit about how I guess your musical history in general. Obviously, you're hearing some classical guitar stuff. Tell us about your training, if any, or just how you became a musician first of all, and then we'll talk about NASA.
Well, I think with any high school kid, you go see Pink Floyd in concert, you got to get a guitar. I went to go see I'm going to date myself here. I went to go see The Wall in concert and in LA, and came home the next day. Dad, you gotta give me a guitar. Gotta get me a guitar. Kind of like water dripping on the rock. And over time, we know that water wins every time. So I got that guitar, and picked it up and never put it down. And it was something. My vision wasn't to become a rock star or anything. Certainly not a sound healer or any kind of energy healer through music or anything. It was just to play, just to have the fun of making music, playing. And so I started off with rock. And then from there, I kind of expanded. I studied jazz, classical guitar, flamenco, Spanishy stuff. I can't speak a word of Spanish. Well, a couple words, colorful metaphors. My mom used to call my dad all the time.
Hey,
but,
I was just,
but it comes out in the music. So I spent a lot of time studying flamenco, and then I just kind of merged everything into my own style. And I got this. I had a neighbor, extraordinary drummer. This is back in probably, I don't know. I guess it would have been. I'm not sure when we first. I guess the album came out in 2002. He just harassed me. He said, "Dude, come on, let's get this done. I'll play drums. I'll produce it. We could get the bro deal on studio time." And we put together my very first album called Sueños Infinitos.
Okay, hang
on.
In 2002, did he call it a bro deal?
He did.
Wow, ahead of his time. Way
he was ahead of his time.
Okay.
He is. He said, "I'm going to get you a bro deal." So we got studio time.
yeah,
Discounted time, and ended up, being a great experience. I just wanted to have the experience of making music. Little did I know that CD would end up changing my life and my path that I was on forever, really.
This is when we go to a commercial if we had commercials. We're going to find out more about that right after this word from Tonka.
That's right.
For all your toy truck needs.
So I'm curious though, like what had you wanted to do? Like, this is where your life path led you with the passion.
Right, since you said you weren't
what was
saying
it?
rock star, what was it?
Rocket scientist?
No, music was something I did for me. Music was something that was my own. I had a roommate that played bass. We would play for hours upon hours, and just it was something just for me. It was interesting because I can get up in front of a crowd and speak in front of 1,000 people and feel like a fish in water, put my guitar in my hand and 2 people in the room, and I became this shy kid. So it wasn't my desire to get out and play and do gigs and stuff like that. I just wanted to have the experience of playing music, making an album, just to have fun. I remember back then you had to run 1,000 CDs. I had 1,000 CDs in my garage. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with all these? And I just gave them away to people. Here's a CD, And then I gave one away to somebody that ended up changing the whole course of everything that I was doing in my life. And it just I guess I'm still, as a result, feeling the repercussions of that, and certainly has been a huge part of my own awakening, my own discovering of what the potential could be to work with energy and music and sound, and what it could open up for people that I work with my clients and through processes and stuff like that.
And we'll learn more about who he gave the CD to right after this. No, I'm kidding.
I like that.
That's a joke. Place commercial here. Just in post, they can add this.
Yeah, in post.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with Mark Romero. And when we last left
our
the
entire
story,
production crew is all
he told us how he had given a CD out, as he had done dozens of times before. But in this particular situation, something a little unexpected happened.
Oh
Mark?
my gosh, absolutely! And it's I'm at this. So I married Woo Woo,
Yep.
My wife Lara, she was Woo Woo when I married her, continues to be, and now it's contagious because I'm Woo Woo now too. And it only took me 19 years to acknowledge that. But so she goes, "Oh, come play at this wellness center, just play music." So I came and played, and after I'm done playing, the woman that runs the center comes up to me and she goes, "Oh my gosh, I hear these tones in your music. And I'm looking at her. My first thought was, man, this lady, she's going to get weird. I can tell already. She's going to get weird. And then I'm just like looking at her. Yes, she did. Well, then she got right up in my face and she goes, and nobody can hear these tones but me.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm looking at her thinking, yeah, I knew it. And my response was, really, I'm kind of like, I heard some tones too. Back in the 80s, listening to Pink Floyd, watching the Lava Lamp with my buddies. We heard some tones, back in the day. And she goes, no, let me get a CD. I know these scientists are going to be interested in your music. And I gave her a CD. Here you go. Maybe she'll go away. She won't bug me anymore. And kind of left it at that. And then 2 weeks later, I get a call from this guy, Dr. Ronald Jones, a former top consultant to NASA. And he goes, Mark, oh, man, we're so excited about your music. We want you to bring your guitar, come to this lecture. I'm doing a lecture on quantum physics and energy disruptors. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a real page turner there. Like, oh, okay. So I figure I'm going to show up there and play during donut time. I had no idea what I was in for. And I go there and I proceed to get Energy 101 quantum physics presented to me. Yeah. But what really blew my mind was, halfway through the program, they're up there demonstrating how things we use every day in our environment, cell phones, laptop computers, stuff like that, are compromising our energy field, the body's energy field, putting us into a state of disharmony. Yeah. And why these consultants felt it was essential to rise above these negative influences to enhance our connection, improve our health and vitality, and how it is that we operate in the world. So I'm like kind of going, man, I'm like blown away. But then halfway through the thing, Mark, come up here. We want you to play your guitar. So I'm like, okay, what do they want me to do? So I start playing, and they're doing all this physical applied kinesiology, range of motion, strength testing, all these different physical testing, showing how things we use every day make us go weak. But when I'm playing, nobody's going weak. They're like actually strong. And I'm like going, holy crap, What is this? And people that couldn't, let's say, for example, reach down and touch their toes because of such poor flexibility, I'm playing and they're putting their hands on the ground. I'm like, okay, this is really, it's kind of weird. Quite honestly, it's kind of freaking me out. I went home with this common light that flashed in my head back then: does not compute, does not compute, does not compute. I get home, Lara asked me, oh, how was your thing? I was fine. I didn't tell her anything about it. And then a week or so after that, Dr. Jones calls me up and says, oh, we're so excited. Your music has these frequencies that have the ability to eliminate the negative effects of cell phones, Wi-Fi, smart meters, all these different things in the environment that are disrupting our energy. I said, Doc, I don't know what that means. He said, well, we have to have a good connection to this field of unlimited possibility, this quantum grid. He said, when we have a good connection, we have the ability to download all the information that we need to heal our lives, transform the world, change our experience, and really awaken to who we really are. I said, I still don't know what this really means. He said, well, what it means is we want to buy 1,000 CDs from you and start selling them. I said, okay, now that I can relate to. I'm not so sure about all the quantum physics energy stuff, but that was the beginning really of kind of starting down this path. And out of that whole crazy woman at the music performance experience, ends up shifting my whole life and really got me to dive in deep into quantum physics, energy, consciousness, spirituality. How can I utilize this gift? And over the course of those years, it's 15 years ago now, I developed a whole music and energy healing technology that I use to help people to rise above the stuff in their environment, but also the most potent energy disruptor of them all. And those are the limiting stories that we all have to one degree or another. Not good enough, I don't deserve, I'm anything but worthy of the blessings of life. All that old stuff that we all hold to one degree or another, part of the human experience. Programming. And if somebody had said, dude, you're going to be doing sessions with people and playing pieces of music to them and shifting their energy, I would have thought, you're like freaking nuts. But lo and behold, that's what I do.
So let's shift some people's energy now, because we're already getting people requesting more songs.
Yeah, so like, is he playing another song? Is he playing another song?
We're going to squeeze two more out of him.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
The second one is coming up right when I finish this sentence. Period.
Okay.
So he's going to grab his guitar. That's right. So your choice, of course, because I don't have any requests per se, and I don't want to open it up to these people, or they're going to be having you sing "Sweet Caroline" or some crap.
Or Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, dude, free bird.
That's right. Oh my God.
So
Don't
is
even
it?
go with free bird.
And look, I don't mean to throw you under the bus here, and you can do whatever you'd like. But you did mention, how Pink Floyd was an inspiration to you, and I know you did a whole project around sort of a kind of an homage, right? An homage, if you will, to Pink Floyd and their style, and you did this whole album of stuff that was very,
Pink Floyd-y?
very,
It was
very
a little
Pink
bit.
Floyd.
There was a little bit of influence in there because it was David Gilmour on Top of the Wall. That was my inspiration to learn how to play guitar.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So I mean, yeah. So the album was called Beyond the Wall,
That's why I brought it up.
Oh, nice.
which is really because and there's a personal tie into that because for a good part of my life I lived behind my own wall. I realized, man, this life thing can be painful. It's safer to be behind the wall, but then you realize that dynamic will never work. You're not going to find true lasting fulfillment living behind any wall. So it was really kind of a declaration to go beyond the wall, to express myself and to step into all of who and what I was. Little did I know what would be involved in that process.
Beautifully stated.
Mark,
Beautifully
you
stated.
have eased
And
into
inspiring.
We're about to say completely opposite things. You
I'm
have
listening
eased.
to her.
Yeah, good idea. Everyone should do that. Because I'm just, you have moved into the personal development world when you start using metaphors.
Oh,
Right?
is that
Right.
what it is?
I never would have used metaphors before, and now it's like we're all kind of living behind a wall, aren't we? Now, would you have thought that you would have been saying something like that before you started doing this?
No.
No.
And it's so funny you say that. I'm totally laughing inside because, man, I use metaphors all the freaking time. Man.
Yep.
It's like, we're kind of like the guitar.
Right. That's right.
Nice.
We all have facets of our lives. Those are the strings.
Right. For me, it's four
We take
strings.
Yeah. Well,
See, I can wrap up life in 4 strings. You need 6 to do it.
I know,
Okay.
but there's one thing that's inherent. Those
Strings.
strings have to be in tune. Those strings have to be in tune
Oh,
to make
listen to
beautiful
this.
music.
Okay. Wow.
Otherwise, it doesn't matter how well you play.
That's
Okay. I'm sorry I started
an
this.
amazing
It's a metaphor
analogy.
off.
Awesome, yes.
Analogy, metaphor off.
Yes.
Okay. You can read
So
about that.
I'm going to play a piece off of Beyond the Wall.
Awesome.
And
Perfect.
it's called The Journey, and it's about the journey through life, because life is a journey. It's a process. It's an unfolding. So enough of that.
Yay.
The Journey.
I hope I got that right.
You did.
Okay, because I almost jumped in early a second ago, It's like there's that pause. I'm going, I don't know. I think there's more.
That's right.
That was beautiful.
Thank you, Mark. Now, does
Thank you
everybody
You
so
have to
much.
have spaces between the notes, right? Another metaphor for you.
Yes.
So we must have-
A metaphor Monday.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
the whole show, we
It's
can
just
only speak in
metaphors.
analogies and metaphors.
That's right.
Oh, that would
Oh
be.
my gosh, I love it. I love
like-
it.
No, you just solved a great mystery, because I was just contemplating the other day, why am I using all these metaphors all of a sudden?
Now
and you
you
just
know.
answered that question. Thank
It's a
you.
requirement.
Yes.
Apparently, as soon as you
Yes.
as soon as you help anybody, you start talking in metaphors.
Yeah,
That's
So,
It's part of that woo-woo transition. It's
is that what it is?
mhm.
I would like to say that was effortless, but it wasn't.
no, not if it took you 19
how to go
years.
from uptight corporate Italian wearing suit dude to doing energy and transformational work through music and sound and hands-on and energy transmissions. I mean, if you ever want to rock somebody's world, you throw them on that path.
I
Yeah.
love it.
It's
It's
crazy.
awakening.
We're very
Yeah.
similar in that regard in terms
Mm-hmm.
of like the ukulele, for example, is my instrument of passion, obviously, and I don't
Right.
play a lot in front of people. I still get a little anxious and all of those things, but I just love to play. So that's like but there's that part of me that feels like, well, if you want to play, you should probably be sharing it, right? You should want to do this. And so I'm just waiting for a NASA scientist to tell me my uke music is healing, and then I can. Then I gotta. I'll send it his way and see. How about this stuff? Does this disrupt your cell?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Then we can do a duet album of uke and guitar, and we just call it Disrupt.
That-
You know?
yeah, right.
I could see that happening.
So tell us now. We'll have. We do want to hear one more thing before we end the show.
Yeah.
But before that,
Okay.
just so we've got this. We've got the URL up here so that people can learn more about what you do. But just tell us now how you, from day to day, like what's your day to day and how you're helping people and doing the things you're doing.
Yeah,
right
what are
now.
you up to now?
Well, I mean, it's interesting because I kind of started off backwards from a lot of people in the industry who get out there, they start speaking and, creating products with teachings and lessons and stuff like that, online courses now and stuff. Well, I started off just doing music and selling music online. And, and that's how things and that will always be a big part of what I do. But, out of that whole discovery and everything that I've learned since then, I started doing session work, and then it emerged into really creating one of the big cornerstones. Now I'm in the process of shifting to group, but was doing one-on-one and taking people through a sequence of 12 different states of being or frequencies that could really help them to just let go of past trauma, let go of stuff that was behind disharmony showing up in their health, their well-being, and really expand their awareness. And so that became a big part of my work. But with the one-on-one model, you can only go so far and help so many people. So in the process of kind of expanding into group this year and doing a group space and taking people through these frequencies and this energy to really help them to reclaim their divinity. I love how Michelangelo, was asked how he carved David, and he said, I didn't carve David. I just removed the pieces that were hiding the masterpiece within the block of marble. And that's really the process of life, is that we already are the masterpiece. We already are the divine expression. We already are unlimited in our potential. We just have to remove the vibrational barriers, the stuff in our environment, the chemicals, the Wi-Fi, the smart meters, 5G, all that wonderful stuff everybody gets upset about, but also all the limiting belief structures. And this energetic response that gets created through the music over 10 years now and doing session work and working with people is it opens up a pathway to really to just reach within yourself and let go of what's no longer serving you, what's in alignment, what's not in alignment with that masterpiece, with that divine expression of life. And so, I'm always developing online courses, got a bunch of new musical mantra pieces that I'm in the process of composing and putting out now. And I was planning really to doing a lot of live events this year, But, I guess life had kind of a different agenda. So
Indeed.
it's been more back
Virtual.
online stuff.
Yeah, virtual live events. That's just a little bit of a
Yeah.
switch.
Well, this
but-
worked out really well, though, Mark. And you sound good over the technology is serving us.
And I love your work and what you're doing. I think it's just powerful.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Thank
Welcome.
you. Thank you
And,
very
and you're
much.
another sideways into the industry brother. Boom.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
right. Yeah. He didn't mean to do this. Either.
Oops. I'm in personal development. Yeah.
No, well,
But-
it was kind of like my agenda, but certainly not, integrating in energy healing and stuff like that. I mean, the first time my wife told me I was a healer, I literally ran down the hallway with my fingers in my
Right.
hair going, "La, la,
No,
la.
I hear you.
I don't want nothing to do with that. That's the kind of stuff they take you out in the backyard, they tie you to a tree and they set you on fire, man. I don't want nothing to do with it." And then, of course, being married to a doctor of metaphysics, I married woo-woo.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's kind of an overreaction? No.
Oh,
And then
I
she goes,
love her.
I think you might have some past life issues to resolve. Well, if you ever want to make a corporate person run down the hall,
Just say past
you
life.
tell him he's got past life issues.
Right.
And that's it. And I was out of the room, and, so it's been a process of opening up.
So the
you
word
know, to
weird,
this whole thing.
the definition of weird is actually like uncanny, ghostly.
It's positive is basically
It's-
what we're saying. It's more positive.
woo-woo.
than-
It's positive woo-woo stuff is really what it is. And so
I just showed everybody that I am, in fact, wearing headphones by pulling it out of my ear inadvertently. That will
Yeah, I'm
not
not
happen
used to
after
these yet.
tomorrow.
They're very weird.
These
They're
are
very
brand new.
weird.
They go
Yeah.
behind us and you can't see them. I like it. But
Yeah,
we don't,
that's cool. Yeah,
but they don't.
They look great.
But the cords aren't long enough, and so we're
Yeah.
tethered right here. And the
So
extension
not
cords
only
are
are
coming.
you sitting on pillows, but you can't
Yes.
That's right. And
Yeah.
otherwise, it'll tear out of our ear.
Extension cords come today.
Come
supposedly.
today.
So yeah, that'll
That's
be
right. So this is the
that'll
last
be
time.
exciting.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
This
Yeah,
is all right. Now
our
it's just getting
friends
comedic.
yes, anyway. But well, I
All
mean,
right.
I would like to share, the opening that you did with our hashtag 300 wishlist group, because the whole point of that is being open to and bringing in the things that you want to have, do, be, or experience in your life, and so that is like a perfect.
Like play that recording, you mean?
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
yes.
good.
So if that's okay.
Very cool. That's
All right.
awesome.
Yeah.
So the fans are screaming. I can
Yes,
hear them
there's
from here. And they want to
I
hear
can't
at
hear
least-
anything.
That's
There-
you're just gonna have.
Ah, there we go.
There they are. They showed up. So we would like to hear just one more song from you, Mark.
Yeah,
And,
Okay.
whatever you want.
And then we will bid you a fond adieu, so you can go back to spouting metaphors and changing lives.
Thank you so much for
and
that.
healing.
You're
Yes,
quite
yes,
welcome.
yes.
So let's see. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go with this? So, all right. So there's. I'm doing a video later today on this, and because I know a lot of people right now, they're caught up in it. There's a lot of turbulence, emotional turbulence taking place out there in the world right now, and a lot of fear, a lot of worry, a lot of anger, a lot of different things showing up. And how nice would it be to just breathe in a little peace of mind? And
Yeah.
to just kind of help to kind of shift things and process things in a little bit of a different way. Certainly not saying don't feel, because I think that's key and that's important. But a little peace of mind goes a long way in being able to navigate the twists and turns of this, shall we say, most interesting human experience that we've been having recently. So a little peace of mind. So if you're willing to open to that, just kind of set an intention. Just breathe deeply.
Okay.
That
Oh no,
was
I had
so
7 more minutes.
beautiful.
Oh crap. Sorry. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate
my God.
this. We just reached out to Mark last week. I don't remember what brought him into our sphere, but
Well, he
it just,
popped up on my timeline because we're friends, and I thought, oh my gosh, we have to call Mark.
Yeah. It's funny because
Well,
we're both like going, oh my God, I know so and so, a musician. You know, like all
So
these people.
funny.
Michelle's a musician who's watching.
Well, and then he's like, I know Mark, and
awesome.
I'm like, what? You know, and
Yeah,
So-
I think we first met probably got to be 10 years ago now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's been a while.
So,
Crazy.
how fun. Oh,
Yeah.
it's great. It is so cool.
yeah, I got into personal development with Deborah Poneman, and that's how we met, was through Year of Miracles
Yeah.
with Marcy Scheimoff,
Good times,
my gosh,
ladies and
yeah.
gentlemen.
like 8 years ago? A while ago.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it's been a while.
Going
and it's
back in
all come-
time.
We've
Going
have
back
our
in time.
we made an agreement at that time that every 10 years we would connect.
Do a show.
Play
Now
a
you
few
guys have to
songs.
do the duet album.
Oh, that's right. We got to do. Yeah, we got to do.
I'm
just-
telling you.
Comparison metaphors.
Yes.
That's well. I try.
We're going
to
to change it to
use
Metaphor
those-
Monday. I do like this. This is fun.
It's got
Yeah.
a good ring to it.
It totally
Michelle
does.
says she wants to bring Mark to a Unity virtual service
Oh, that's a great idea.
for Unity Church where you could do that. So I will connect you with Michelle,
Yes.
and then you
That
guys can
sounds
make
awesome.
that happen. I think that would be really
Love to
really
do it.
cool.
That
Yeah,
would be
she's
really
doing a
great.
lot of live streaming too.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first met my wife, she was on the board of directors at a Unity church in Laguna Hills way back when and stuff.
Yep.
So I've been there, done that. But yeah, absolutely. Hey, got to get
Yeah.
the vibes out into the world, man. Now more than ever.
We're gonna make
Absolutely.
it happen.
That's
All right,
so
Mark,
great. There you
thank
go.
you very much, and we will
love
talk
you.
again super soon. Ladies and
Thank you
gentlemen,
for
Mark
sharing.
Romero.
Hey, awesome. I love the clapping.
That's right. That's what we do here. We clap for one another. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just can't thank you enough for joining us on this show, which we call Bob Doyle Show, even though it's clearly the Bob and Tracy Show.
Oh, well.
But we don't
I
have room on that sign for her
No,
face,
it's
too.
the Bob Doyle Show.
It's just got to
It's-
be, I'm sorry,
it's
until we
awesome.
get a bigger sign.
Yeah, what? We're good. I promise. We're good. Anyway, thank you, Mark, so much. We love you and so grateful.
And all of you at home, those on the screen, Carol and
Oh, and
Michelle and
yes.
Michelle and Cher and
And
Cher.
Amy, sending love.
All of you, you're quite welcome, Amy. Thank you for watching. Thank all of you for watching. Be sure to tell your friends. Next
Yes.
Monday, we will have another incredible, talented musician, a keyboard player and vocalist who has an amazing musical history and is extremely talented. And we have just
Oh,
keep.
we're
we
not
just
going to
keep-
say? It's just
No, we're not going to say.
Not going to say.
We'll release that information as the week goes by.
Ooh, that's good. Join us tomorrow, 8 a.m. for Tech Tuesday, where we may have more tech issues. All right.